Hi everyone, I'm Claire from Your OT Tutor, and thank you very much for your interest in the Clinical Educator Resource Kit 5-Day Challenge. So this is your first video for the Day 1 resource. So welcome to Day 1. Today I'll be talking you through how to create a template for pre-placement email correspondence with your students in 5 simple steps. So you're watching the video now, and just remember there will be some written instructions. You can go back and read through those if that's easier. So step number 1 is to go through your records. So if you've had students before, the easiest starting point is to look back through your previous email correspondence with them. What did they tell you and ask you when they got in touch? What was your reply? If you've had more than one student, then look at your emails to and from a few students and look for some common details that you were sending through in your emails. Step number 2 is to organise your thoughts. So you can cut and paste some of the emails that you've sent to students into a blank Word document. And if you can use some different highlighted colours, you can mark out the information that you think will be definitely something that you want to include in your template, and maybe information that's on the right track but you want to tweak a little bit. Step 3 is to prepare your content. So in general, students will reach out to you first. So your first email will be responding to their initial introduction and potentially answering any questions that they've asked you. So here's some suggestions for what you might need to include in your email response. So firstly, confirm that you're expecting them. So you can just restate, yes, the placement caseload is this and this is what the dates are. Introduce yourself and your role. So if you're not their direct supervisor, let them know how you'll be involved, who their supervisor actually is, and when they'll hear from them. Acknowledge their questions. So hopefully you'll have some resources prepared that you can attach and that will answer most of their questions, and that's what's coming tomorrow. And if not, answer their questions in your email response. You can invite them to make a time for a pre-placement chat. So if possible, I always try to arrange a pre-placement Zoom meeting with the student, or at least a phone call. And this allows them to ask any follow-up questions, and you can ask some questions about their previous placements and set some expectations, and they can put a face to a name, so they'll feel much more comfortable when they arrive for their first day. If you'd like some ideas for what to cover in this sort of chat, then there's a guide in my Clinical Educator Starter Kit. And for some other tips on how to make students feel welcome, there's also a blog post that you can check out on my website. So the other thing is just to say that you're excited to welcome them to your workplace and invite them to ask any further questions if they have any as they come up. Step 4 is to prep for personalisation. So once your content is sorted, now think about the tone. So is it too formal, too casual, not friendly enough? Make sure it reflects the type of vibe that you want the students to get about your workplace and or the communication standards that you will expect during their placement. If you need some help with getting the tone right, then ChatGPT and other AI programs could really be your friend for that reason. Highlight the sections that you're going to need to personalise each time you send out this template to students. So the worst thing you could do is to cut and paste between students and leave in the wrong student name or the wrong placement dates and just confuse your student before they actually start. So if you've got some colour built into your template, this means they can easily see which parts need to be checked and changed before it's sent out to the student. And then finally, step 5, keep the template somewhere easy to find. So within your email system, you may be able to create an email template, or another easy option is to just keep it in a Word document saved in a shared drive that you can then modify and cut and paste directly into an email reply. But just make sure it's in an easy to find folder. So the folder it's saved in could have an obvious name like pre-placement student resources. And then if you've got a process or guideline document for facilitating placements in your workplace, make sure it's written in as a step so that it can be followed, and just so all staff members know that this template actually exists. Then congratulations, your first resource is complete. So now every time you have a new student, you can save yourself a lot of time typing out all that information and that content from scratch. Just to let you know, in the Clinical Educator Starter Kit, you'll find my version of this email, as well as one, if it needs to be you, that initiates contact with the student, and a follow-up template to remind them about an upcoming video or phone call meeting if you've booked one. And if this resource did take longer than you expected to create, or you're still not sure you've covered everything, then do take a closer look at my Clinical Educator Starter Kit, because it may be worth buying for your situation. Now, you can keep an eye out for tomorrow's email, and I'll show you how to create your own frequently asked questions handout about student placements in your workplace. Good luck with that one, and thanks for watching.